Yo, how's it going, everyone? Welcome to episode 9 of Sir Brant and him being a person, in general, I guess.
Yeah.
Anyways, last time on this, we got into a fight, trying to protect our sister, and we got no credit for it. And now we are going to trial, because our brother, is the one who, I guess, killed some people and stuff. And now we have to go to trial to clear his name and to clear our family's name. And I think that's pretty much it. Right now we've decided to support our father. Our father is like, hey, don't say that Gloria was there. Instead, say that you guys were there searching for historical stuff or whatever. And these guys came up to you and picked a fight with you and you had to kill them. Instead of Gloria being there, because she's not part of the family, and it would cause this whole shitstorm if people knew. So we had a choice of supporting the father, agreeing to keep Gloria, undercover, she was not there and stuff, or we could lie to him, say, oh yeah, we won't say anything, and then say things at the trial saying, oh yeah, Gloria was there. Or we could convince father to change his mind, but Brent and I ultimately decided to support the father in terms of how our character is played out so far. Anything I missed, Brent, at all? I think that's it?
That's pretty good summary of what's going on.
Nice. Cool. So we're going to support the father, and I believe I am narrating first. So let's see. You nod in agreement. You will follow the family's plan for the trial to the letter. A faint smile appears on father's fatigued face.
Thank you, son. This is an important case for our family, and for me as well. I appreciate your support.
The day comes. The trial takes place in the lesser hall of the city prefecture. Sir Alborn himself presides as the judge. You are seated next to Father and Stefan. You testify to the court one after another. You echo your brother's testimony to the letter. The young commoners insulted you as you were both walking by the ruins. Then they assaulted you. Stefan defended you. The lives of the 4 thugs are forfeit. Sir Alborn rises to deliver the sentence. The court of answers that the judges you're guilty of assaulting Stefan Brante and all 4 defendants are sentenced to death by hanging. There is no wind, but you feel a gust sweep through the hall. The defendants turn pale, their mothers are bawling and crying. Everybody in the court feels the dreadful power of the law, and it is stern and just. That very power has been invoked by this sentence, and by that very sentence the lives of the 4 young men are literally forfeit. For all eternity. Literally.
It's getting sent to the Shadow Realm.
Yeah, pretty much.
I find this kind of stupid because it's like, oh, these people that did this, it's like feeling the just whatever of the law, and then the Brant's family is like, well, I don't understand because, I'm just going to support them in this lie that is completely false, and we know it's all false, but we're not going to feel any bad about this at all. And it's because, we're manipulating the system to benefit our lives. It's just like, what the fuck?
I feel like that's kind of what, you have to do in these times at this point, right? Because the alternative is that, okay, he mentions that, oh no, that wasn't true, this is actually what happened, and then sure, I mean, they would probably still be at fault and they would probably still be condemned, but at the same time our reputation would go down and there'd be another kind of shitstorm that would hit us. So I feel like with our character just kind of going through oh yeah, I don't know.
I don't know about our character, but the grandfather shouldn't have any it's basically showing that he doesn't have any faith in the system to help him. That's there, so he has to lie in order to make it help him. So he knows it doesn't work. So why the fuck does he believe in a system that he knows doesn't work? But unless maybe only because he knows if he lies through it, he can get his way.
I think it's more that. Yeah, I think it's more he probably doesn't, he says he believes in, the system and all this stuff, but I feel like it's more he's just,
I can manipulate it better than any other system instead of a new one that we don't know anything about.
Yeah, it's kind of like, oh, it's kind of a shitty system, but it's a system where I can do what I want in it. So like, I'll just, even though it's a bad system, I'm gonna say it's amazing, and I'm gonna stick everyone to it.
Yeah.
So he can get his way. Yeah. I mean, like I said, or like we said in the last episode, we both would have rather gone with the convince the father to tell the truth and things like that. But yeah, in terms of role playing,
this system and what this kid is going through, going with the truth is not a good thing.
Yeah. There's definitely times in this where it's been better to lie about things rather than tell the truth. Or just, I feel like that's a big contrast in this game where it's like, oh, if you tell the truth, like, you're probably gonna get shit on, and you're probably gonna, like, I don't know, bad stuff's gonna happen to you, or you're gonna die. Or even if you're, like, trying to stand up for yourself or be brave, you're probably gonna die, rather than if you are going to lie in the system, or just not really, like, care about anyone except for your family and stuff, then the system kind of supports you more. But it's still a shitty system where you have to, like, to be able to work in the system, you have to lie and do what the system tells you rather than doing what you feel is right.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
Adhere to the system and not your own beliefs.
Yes.
Really.
Yeah. The gallows await. Stefan and grandfather stand in the front row. The wood creaks. The trapdoors open under the young men's feet. They dangle in the air, wheezing and reaching out for support with their feet in their final moments. Father lets out an inaudible sigh of relief. It is all over now. When Gloria comes back home the day after, she refuses to eat dinner and locks herself in the room. Before she leaves, however, you notice a scratch on her face, and her hair is disheveled. You go to her room and knock at the door, but she will not open. Then she finally replies, she has already gone to bed and you should leave. Did you do the right thing during the trial? Your sister is still being bullied. No one knows she has a family to defend her, and Gloria does not want to be defended now. Those 4 commoners saw no mercy. Their lives ended for assaulting a nobleman. What did you seek to prove with this, and to whom? Was it worth it in the end? I don't know. Probably not, because if we chose something different, the system would screw us over, so...
We did what was best for our future.
Yes. Pretty much. That's all we can ask for in this game. Like, we kind of have to look out for our character number 1, because if we don't, then the game is over.
Yeah.
Stefan Lee...
We sacrificed some things early on and found out that we get more negative things from actually helping out. So why would we always help out? It's like, I think we fulfilled the quota for dying for a girl and and dying for another girl. So I think dying again is not a good thing.
I know, it just kind of happens to suck that the one that we choose not to die for is our sister. We chose to die for like 2 random ass strangers. Well, technically 1, and then the other one was just because we stood up to her grandfather. But like, either way, I mean, sorry sis. Stefan leaves soon after the trial, alone. Grandfather does not go with him. For the first time in a long while, he lingers in the house for more than a fortnight. Father says Sir Gregor is ill and needs rest. Several months go by, and it becomes clear that grandfather will not recover. The eldest Brante is mostly bedridden now. On some days, he has trouble recognizing people. When he means to address you or Nathan, he calls you Robert, your father's name. But when he does get out of bed, the house grows empty. The servants hide. Mother locks herself in her chambers. You and Nathan run outside or hide quietly in your rooms. If grandfather sees anyone in the hallway, he begins lamenting. Oh, nobody heeds the lots any longer. Any harlot with a child can marry a nobleman these days. Children have no respect. His son betrayed him and let him down. And oh, how the Brante family has lost its honor. Again and again you hear grandfather knocking at mother's door, screaming that it is all her fault. He blames her for ruining his chances to find bliss in the hereafter. He blames her for dooming him to suffer at the foot of the pillar.
So I just realized I could use lamenting a little bit in different situations than I thought. I learned that when somebody is complaining constantly out loud about a bunch of different things, they're actually lamenting.
Oh.
So all right, I'll be using that from now on.
There you go.
I learned a new word I can probably use.
Here's another use of that term, and it's actually in the name of a song, and it's kind of relevant to what I was telling you before. In Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, Midna's theme is called Midna's Lament.
Ah.
Yeah, that's her theme song, yeah.
Just constantly complaining about all the shit that happened to her life.
Pretty much, right? She's like, damn it, I gotta be stuck with this dumbass wolf the entire time. Ugh.
I'm in this, like, shadow form. What the hell? And I have this weird arm that always craps out.
Yeah, right.
And he doesn't listen to what I say, so I just keep belittling him for being a dumbass mute.
Yeah. Oh my god, that's hilarious.
Shit, I have to pay up.
You overhear your parents talking one night. Mother begs father to move Sir Gregor to his old home and spare the children his decline. Father refuses her outright. It is late at night. The hot, dry winds are coming. The house is empty save for you, Nathan, Gloria, mother, and grandfather in his bed. Father has left for the capital on business. You are engrossed in the history of the Empire, snapping out of your reverie only when the clock strikes midnight. You blow out the candle and get ready for bed. You hear the shuffling of heavy feet outside your door. You see the light in the hallway. Grandfather, what could he want in the middle of the night?
You see his face?
Dude, oh my god. Oh, his face. Oh, jeez. He is terrifying. Oh my god.
Looks like a skeleton with stretched skin over his...
Yeah, right? Yeah. Oh, he is brutal.
He's like, took somebody else's skin and like stretched it over his own.
It's kind of like a Draugr from like, from Skyrim or something.
Oh, yeah.
You peek into the hallway once he is past. Grandfather's figure sways as he heads for the door to Mother's chambers. He opens the door and walks in. You hear him saying something quietly. Your unease is stronger than your fear now. You sneak closer to hear his words.
You foul commoner, I have to cleanse my sins, I have to save my soul. You are my greatest sin, you and what you have done to Robert and his family. I should have put a stop to this marriage. I should have stopped Robert from tainting this house by your presence. Why, oh why didn't I do it?
Please, Sir Brant, I beg of you.
Silence! You will do my bidding. Fire will cleanse all low-born filth from this place. Fire and flame will free Robert from this disgrace. This is for my son's sake, for my son's sake, for my sake. I need to eradicate this low-born filth. The twins, they are calling for me now. I can feel it. I can feel it.
But you can tell he's going insane because he's like, this is for my son's sake. My son's sake.
Yeah, that's why I had to I kind of paused there and I'm like, wait, did I misread that? Or did it say the same thing?
It's like my son and my son? Or what?
Yeah.
My son's two different people, I guess.
Apparently. Oh yeah. I beg of you, please have mercy. Mother begins to cry. You run into the room, unable to stay out of this any longer. Grandfather's gaunt figure looms over Mother's bed, a lit oil lamp in his hand. Mother is sprawled out on the bed, crying. Please, just let me warn the children, I beg of you, Sir Brant. Your steps are loud enough to be heard. Grandfather turns to look at you.
Stay out of this, Brant. Be useful for once. Worldly matters concern me no longer. I see only my sins now, and a sinner I am. A sinner! The twins, they forgive no one. They will judge me by the pillar. I must do something. I don't want to suffer for all eternity. Go away!
Mother is crying.
Do something.
Yeah.
That's it's like I just supported supported by lying, by being in the court that killed like 4 kids.
Yeah. Yeah. No, but we haven't done anything, man. We're just useless, we don't do a single thing. Mother is crying. Grandfather is still looming over the bed, driven to madness. His hand shakes as it clutches the oil lamp. His eyes shine in the dark. He truly believes this has to be done. You are suddenly torn. What if he is right? What if that is the only way for his soul to find salvation? There is no going back now. You have but a moment to act. Oh god, okay. Run away and rescue Nathan and Gloria. Our wealth will go down. For some reason, I guess. Our ingenuity will go up and our spirituality will go up, and we will die, I think.
No, Gregor Brandt has...
Gregor Brandt will have a true death. Okay. Oh, interesting. All right. Okay.
Well, that's a relation. So Gregor Brandt, true death. I think that means it leads to his true death.
I think so, yeah. I assume that's not us, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, you run to Mother's side and snatch the lamp out of Grandfather's hand before he can start a fire. Nobility up by 1, ingenuity up by 1, willpower down by 5, but that's okay. Gregor Brandt, true death, Gregor Brandt, -1. Or let it all happen as Grandfather wishes. Our wealth goes down by 1.
Nobility,
we die from
ingenuity,
Jeez Louise.
Spirituality, and we die.
And we die.
Gregor dies.
What the hell? That's such a bad option.
Lydia goes down, and Gregor goes up, but he's dead.
That is such a bad option. Like, maybe this would have been okay. Well, no, actually, this would just be terrible no matter what.
It is literally just getting those traits, the nobility, ingenuity, and spirituality.
I know they're important, but I don't care. Like, I don't want to get another death before we get to, like, the next chapter. Yeah. What are you thinking? I'm thinking definitely one of these two. I don't want to do the last one.
No.
You
run away, because that's what the mother wanted you to do.
Yeah.
You get ingenuity and spirituality, which we get ingenuity anyways.
Yeah.
And nobility for that one. So.
That's true, yeah. Although I feel like nobility is more important, though.
So why would we run away to rescue Nathan and Gloria when we don't understand that's going to be... They're in actually danger. I don't know if they're in danger.
I feel like at this point the whole family's kind of in danger a little bit. Or at least, like, Gloria would be, because that is the mother's daughter, right?
I wouldn't be thinking, like, I should run away with somebody. I would be more thinking, how do I stop this person from doing anything more than he's trying to do? So stopping him would be the most logical for me.
I think that's a better option as well. Yeah, because as well, like, we've already, like, sure, we care about Nathan. Like, I think he's been kind of a bro to us. Literally, he's been a bro to us, but also he's been, like, nice to us and everything. Run away to rescue Gloria, though? I don't know. Again, with how everything's been going, I don't know if that's something our character would exactly do. I think stopping Grandfather would probably be the thing he would do at that point.
The way I think of this character is that he will help protect his family when he needs to, but not when there's no real consequence. Whether, like, you ask to protect them, it's like, I don't know, I don't actually have to, but when it comes down to it, he will. It's just that he won't plan it out, basically, that he will protect them.
Yeah.
He just kind of impulsively does, rather than knows that he's going to in the end. That's the way I see the character.
That's true. I'd agree with that. So, should we stop Grandfather then? Is that where we're
because he impulsively stops the person that's causing the most trouble at the point.
Yes. All right, Brent, we have written history. Let's do it.
You look at Grandfather defiantly and step... sorry, I just thought of definitely.
You look at Grandfather definitely.
And it made me think of frickin' Jack's films. And your grammar sucks.
Oh.
And step towards him. He stares at you. Stares down at you. He stares you down with a rage and throws the oil lamp at the floor. You manage to catch it, but just barely. Several drops of hot oil on the rug, not nearly enough to start a fire. The lamp's glass is blistering hot. It burns your hands. You still hold on to it safely, though.
You low-born scum! You ruined everything! You're every bit like your mother! You! Crank that soldier boy.
Enraged, and laughing hilariously, he takes a swing, and you squeeze your eyes shut. But he does not hit you. Instead, there is a deep exhalation, and you peek up out of them with one eye. Just in time to see him collapse, all his strength fading away, his chest is heaving, his face a grimace of contempt. Another heavy exhalation. The contempt is gone, and there is only fear now. Grandfather's eyes open wide, almost in surprise. He exhales. His eyes grow dim. Mother is there, whispering a prayer. She is shaken violently. You put the oil lamp gently on the bedside table and call for servants. They carry the body away. It does not disappear. True death has found him. He will never return. You spend the rest of the night with Mother in the sitting room. She will not let go of your hand. For many, many nights afterwards, she keeps seeing Grandfather's shadow out of the corner of her eye. PTSD?
Yep, pretty much.
Father returns from Eterna the morning after. He is unusually composed as he arranges for the funeral. The house becomes quiet, not the looming, heavy sort of quiet of the past few months, but the calm relief of all you all feel now that the crazed old man is no more. At last, Gregor Brante, the family's patriarch, has departed for the hereafter.
Oh, good. Finally, he's dead. God damn.
We were indifferent towards him in the end.
Yeah. I mean, he was still kind of an asshole, and personally, I don't like him, but...
Your grandfather, Sir Gregor Brante, left the world forever to be between gods.
Good. I am glad that he is gone. I mean, he was the one who, destroyed our toys back in the day and killed us.
Yeah.
No redemption from that.
Is it still my turn to read?
Yep.
I don't remember. Okay. I wasn't sure if we made a decision or not. I just kept thinking, because you highlighted something and it covered everything. So
Yeah.
The night of the grandfather's death shook your family to its core. Yet no matter how it happened, your grandfather, Gregor Brante, is dead and will never return. He was a fearful shadow looming over the rest of your family. The Brante patriarch exerting his influence on all of the lives below him. And all of you will remember him forever as the asshole who killed, actually, quite a few people.
Including his family, yeah.
Father is the new patriarch of the family now, yet he still could not bring himself to sit at the head of the table where Sir Gregor Brante used to preside. Used to win? Why was he going to say win?
I feel like I was going to say live, but yeah.
He won his head, I guess. Stefan locked himself away in grandfather's bedroom every day. He will not talk to anyone. Gloria and Nathan still jump at every sound so much as resembles the knocking of his walking stick. Mother spends all day in prayer at the temple. And yet the house has become calm and quiet with his passing. But there is one more thing that must be done. The final farewell. It weighs heavily upon your soul. Day comes to pay for your final respects. Father goes to the tomb alone, save for Stefan, Nathan, and you. Mother and Gloria stay at home. It says, Father goes to the tomb alone, save for those three.
Yeah, so basically it's...
Okay, the way I understand that, he goes to the tomb, saving, so basically, you three don't go, because save for it. That means they'll go later. And then Mother and Gloria stay at home. So what's the point of saying it in that way?
I based on the context from how they used that before, I think they're using save as with
the who goes with you.
Yeah, I think it's Father goes to the tomb alone except for Stefan, Nathan, you. So there's no reason for them to say he goes alone because he's going with you, Nathan, and Stefan. So I don't really understand why they would word it that way.
So that bothers me.
Yeah. You know what? I'm with you on that.
Yeah, okay. At least, yeah. Alright. Mother and Gloria stay at home. The only nobles, or those who may become nobles, may join this ritual. There is solemn silence as you walk to the crypt. Father is the only one who breaks the silence when you finally reach the door of the family crypt. Your grandfather built this crypt, and now he will be the first Brante to remain here in body forever, and the first ever noble in our family. It is our duty now to hold the sacrament of the flowing blood of Sir Gregor. We will honor his legacy and join him in as founder of the noble Brante dynasty. Either one. I don't know. Stefan perks up at the father's words. His hands still clutch grandfather's sword. Tradition decrees that it must remain in the niche above the owner's sarcophagus. Sacrilegious, jeez. Nathan, on the other hand, looks even more frightened now. Stairs carved of white stone lead you downward. Deep in the gloom of the crypt, atop the pedestal, you see the sarcophagus that holds grandfather's body. Father takes a moment to compose himself before paying his final respects. Gregor Brante, my father brought our family into nobility through this unshakable will. He was a judge and loyal servant to the empire. He lived his life as he had been born a noble, and he never strayed from the path he had chosen. He sought to make the Brante family ennobled by the sword so that our children's children might be a noble birth. The twins know I abided by my father's words all my life, even if I could not obey him every time. Father let a bitter chuckle as he says this. Stefan glares at Father, then turns his glare at Nathan at you. Okay. Then turns to glare at Nathan at...
This is a weird page.
After all, I'm just going to skip this because, god damn it. After all, the two of you were born out of Father's shameful decision to marry a commoner.
Father lets of a bitter chuckle as he's... Father lets of a... What? And then then turns to glare at Nathan at you. What? God, double grammatical whammy. Oh, jeez.
I'm just gonna... I was just trying to ignore it, and then I stopped. I'm like, I gotta try and ignore it harder. All of you remember his disastrous passing. He did not die the true death he deserved. Yet we all must know that he fought for the future he believed in, to the very end, and he will be proud to see his family bid him farewell with this sacrament of nobility. Stefan still glares at Father sullenly. His fingers remain clutched around the grandfather's sword. That's Michael Jackson. Flashbacks here. Nathan barely pays attention to the words. He looks around with unease, his arms folded across his chest. Father reaches into his jacket and pulls out a slender dagger, thin and sharp. He takes off his gloves. Watch me carefully, my sons. Make a small cut in the palm of your hand and let your blood flow into the duct on the wall of this crypt. It will join with your grandfather's blood here and flow forever. The ancestor and progeny will become as one. We shall enter our family's blood tide and receive grandfather's final blessing, for his blood flows first in our blood tide. He will respond to you. You are part of him, and he is part of you. With a quick motion, Father slices his hand and holds his bleeding cut above a small opening in the wall, and then hands the dagger to Stefan. Stefan cuts his hand without hesitation and does as Father did. You receive the dagger next.
I think we're gonna be all dead in a matter of moments because of how much STDs we're gonna be... Not STDs. How much not sexually transmitted diseases, but
Blood transmitted.
yeah.
They're all turning into vampires. The dagger's handle feels warm. You hesitate for a moment as you look at the palm of your hand. If you participate in this ritual, you will enter the blood tide. You lowborn child, a child who is still a commoner. Are you ready to claim your legacy as a descendant of the nobleman Gregor Brante? The eyes of your father and brothers are upon you. Nathan, the youngest brother, will follow your example. You can be certain of this.
Oh, all right. Choice time. Give the dagger back. You refuse to participate in the ritual. After all, you do not bear the nobleman's lot. Our willpower will go up by 5. Robert Brant down by 1, but Nathan up by 1.
They'll be 4 and 4.
Bleed. We could just bleed. You still recall your first sacrament and how you defied the lash. You are Gregor Brant's grandson, and so you deserve to enter his blood tide. Or we can't do that one. Yeah.
You need nobility to be 6 or greater.
Yeah, 6 or greater, and we also need Gregor Brant to like us a little bit more than 0. So really, our 2 choices are to bleed or give the dagger back.
What do they go to the grayed out one?
The grayed out one.
I just want to see blood tide. You get blood tide, but you get plus to both Robert and Stefan. Okay.
Yeah. But for this, well, we unlocked this one by just defying the lash, right? So if we didn't do that, we wouldn't have been able to get this one.
Yeah.
Just based on that, I kind of feel like we should go this way.
It's like I suffered with that and might as well
get something out of it.
Get something out of it,
Yeah. All right. We locking this in?
Yes.
All right. We're doing it. Oh, yeah. And you know what? Next time we will find out what happens and if we bleed to death or if we become, I don't know, some badasses or something. How does that sound?
Just start eating other commoners just because you're a vampire.
Is that where we're going with this?
It turned into a vampire.
All right, Brent. Leave your Twilight out of my Brent Brant story.
Everyone knows that vampires are created by putting blood into another vampire or another person, and then I'm mostly thinking supernatural at this point. And the supernatural vampires aren't that great.
Yeah, no, I mean, who could beat Edward Cullen, right? Or Dracula, right? Anyways, thanks for watching. If you like this episode, like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell, do the things you do for everyone else. Do it for us. Do it for, I don't know, Brent, who should they do it for this time?
Do it for themselves. They deserve some sort of, I don't know. Do it for the grammar that this is not that great for.